Alright, there's something in Philly that's happening right now. We gotta speak on it, man. So check this out. I think the Philadelphia 76ers may be the most complete team in the NBA. Like, if you look at the roster, if you just look at the roster, look at from the starting lineup to the bench, I think honestly they may be the most complete team in the NBA. Right? You got Joel Embiid, who's a top 3 candidate for MVP, a center who just put up 50 last night. He put up 50 points, 17 rebounds, and only took 2 3-pointers. He only took 2 3-pointers and put up 50. You got a guy in Ben Simmons who I know he didn't play last night, but you have a guy in Ben Simmons who may not be a shooter, but he is a playmaker. He can get you some rebounds, and he's probably one of the best defenders in the league. He'll probably eventually win himself a defensive MVP. He's gonna make the all defensive team every year, and he's just a true point guard. You also got deadly shooters around you in Seth Curry and Danny Green. You have a Tobias Harris who can get his own shot. He may not be a deadly 3-point shooter, but he can definitely get his own shot. You got Dwight Howard coming off the bench. You got Shake Milton who comes off the bench. You know what I'm saying? You got Scott who comes off the bench. Like, the 76ers have really a complete team. There's nobody in the East. Matter of fact, there's nobody on that Brooklyn Nets team, and those two right there, those two teams right there, I think those two may end up meeting in the conference finals. And I think Brooklyn has the upper hand in terms of offense is concerned. But for one, they have nobody on that team who can guard Joel Embiid. Like, they don't have nobody in the East that can guard Joel Embiid. Giannis too small. Like, Giannis is tall, but, you know, he has to put most of his energy on offense too, and then he got to devote his time on defense. Now, I will say this. You know what? Scratch that, because I can't make no excuses for Giannis, because he did just win MVP and defensive MVP. So he can do it. Alright, so yeah. But I don't think there's anybody in the East that can guard Joel Embiid. Like, I don't think Giannis can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna have to double and triple team him. Like, I don't know what Joel Embiid's been doing. I don't know what he did in the offseason. I think he got mad. I think that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? My Celtics took him out 4-0 in the playoffs, and now something happening. Joel Embiid, man, I don't know what you were doing in the offseason, man, but you're killing it. Joel Embiid is absolutely killing it, man, and he's been doing it since the start of the season. And I know, you know, Jokic is having himself a real good season too. Like, he had 50 not too long ago. And matter of fact, his teammate Jamal Murray had 50 last night too. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of 50-point games going around. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see the modern big man to, you know what I'm saying, to get himself a 50 piece. You know, like, big man is back. I remember the days when, you know, the days of the David Robinsons and the Patrick Ewings and the Shaqs, you know, and the Hakeem Olajuwons, and the, you know, just the big men who were called upon to lead their team to, to victories and stuff. Like, the big man who took over, the big man who demanded the ball. Like, it's coming back with those two, with Jokic and Embiid. But I'm glad Embiid is finally becoming, that dog that he was picked to be. Like, I'm really glad to see that. Like, because a lot of things going on where, like, a lot of seasons where it ended bad for the Sixers, and they talked about Embiid and Ben Simmons splitting up. I was on the fence with that. I was actually one of those people who would say, look, I think Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons can't get a shot up, they just have to split. Now, I will say this though, if Ben Simmons can shoot the ball consistently, this team's winning the championship. Matter of fact, they will win multiple championships together if Ben Simmons can get a shot. But I think right there that could possibly be their downfall. Because you can probably whoever is guarding Ben Simmons, you can get off of him and double team Embiid. But you gotta remember too, you got Tobias Harris and you got two snipers on that team too, so you gotta be careful. But I like where Philly is at, man. Like, this team is finally starting to come together. They're first in the East, but they got that team in Brooklyn that's on their back. And Danny Green is a good defensive player, and they got Ben Simmons as an all defensive player. So I think that could work out in their favor. But but because the Sixers are not flashy as Brooklyn is, they don't Brooklyn is more talked about than the Sixers. But man, Joel Embiid, that boy is a problem this year, man, and people gotta start respecting it. So I think I've said that that Joel Embiid is number 2. I think, but yeah, Joel Embiid is top 2 in MVP voting right now. But we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, I like where the Sixers is at.